Okay, so a follow-up to the MX keys, we have the MX Master 3. This is Logitech's be-all and end-all of mice at the moment. Their proudest offering, their best design, all that kind of thing. The one that they say you should really have. And following hot on the heels of the MX Master 2S, which is almost 2 years old. This is the third incarnation, and it's got a bit of a revolutionary design to it. So over here on the side, it says it's got USB Type-C quick charging. Big sell there. Quick charge, 1 minute for 3 hours of use. A full charge can last up to 70 days. That's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I know I have the MX Master and the MX Master. I have the MX Master MX and the MX Master 3000, I think it is, two of the older versions, and they do last about maybe 10 days before requiring a charge. So having this kind of longevity to the battery really makes things pretty incredible, and a 1 minute charge for 3 hours use, that gets you out of some narrow squeaks, I'll tell you. Right, okay, so it's got long hours of comfort, something that I've never had a problem with on an MX Master in the past. Speed up your workflow. Work fast with predefined app-specified profiles and numerous customization options. Then Flow, one of the things I'm most excited about is using this plus the MX keys in Flow with hopefully Android, perhaps even DeX, dare I suggest it. And precise tracking on any surface. Sorry, I should explain this. Streamlessly transfer cursor, text and files even between Windows and macOS. Now it doesn't mention Android there. However, I believe the website does, so perhaps the packaging predates the website. Okay, well, we'll have a look into it, have a play. Windows, Macs, Linux compatibility. Okay, so in the box, we have another box. And it says MX across it, and Logitech. And we open her up, and there we have the mouse on top, looking also very nice. Then there's an area here, I'm guessing, with a sticky bit. Or is that just packaging to hold things in place? Yeah, maybe it's packaging. Yeah, it's all stuck down. And this, that must be why that's there, because this isn't nailed down in any way. Okay, we'll come back to that. We have a Unity dongle thing, or unified dongle jobby that allows you to connect via Bluetooth to things, but also it connects a unique Logitech infused wireless link between keyboard, mouse and your computer. And if you've got enough of these, then you're pretty good to go, because you can stick them into everything, and they really just generally work no matter what you put it into, whether it be a Chromebook or an Android tablet. Drivers are available for most platforms. You get a USB Type-C charger, rather grey cable with the Logitech logo here and the little smiley face, and a zip tie, which is brilliant, or a Velcro thing. And we have some paraphernalia in the way of a Logitech important safety, compliance and warranty information, and the MX Master 3 how to take it apart instruction guide. How to replace the battery, or battery removal for recycling, I guess that's a more important way to put it. And that's about that. So in this unboxing, we're going to have a look at the actual unit itself. We're not going to be using it just yet, because we want to have a look and feel around it, just to see how it feels and compare it to some of the other ones that I happen to have knocking about, as dirty as they might be, because they've had 4 or 5 years of use, some of them. Okay, so here it stands, and it all looks really rather very nice. It's beautifully designed with some nice contours here, and almost a rubberized feel to it, but it's very light rubber, which provides, I'm guessing, really good grip. It's very grippy, this. Without being too coarse, it's very smooth. It's like a silky rubber, if that makes sense. So obviously we have 2 clicky buttons, which are noisy. which is a bit of a pain if you're a podcaster or a radio star like myself. We have the button here for activating this, which is entirely electronic, so it has to hook up to the software to release this, because as this turns, it's in bits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then whenever you press that, it becomes free rolling. Although you can free roll it here, which is kind of nice for speeding up and down websites, which is really handy. And then if you just need to click up and down, then that's very useful. Obviously we have a roller ball on the side here for the precious moments that you might want to move the screen, or the point, move the scroll bars side to side. It's very useful for the likes of video editing and things like that, if you need to go horizontal and then vertically. No, vertically and then horizontal. No, horizontal. If you want to go sideways, you use this. If you want to go up and down, you use this. Sure. You've got a back and forward button here. I've had problems with those in the past where the back button has just been, I think on one of the previous ones it was up here and you have to actually physically lift your thumb to hit the back button, whereas here it does seem to be a lot easier to get to, and you can wiggle between the two, back, forward, which that's a nice place to put it. There's nothing particularly exciting about those buttons, they're just plastic buttons. On the previous models we have had sporty looking buttons and super looking buttons, but we'll compare. Down here there is a button which has been notoriously poor on previous Logitech mice. As a result, that's one of the reasons why I stopped using my Logitech 2S, because this got stuck, and I use that for flipping between virtual desktops, which is really handy. Hit it, pick which one, hit it again and it becomes live, or hit it, pick which one and it comes live itself. And now you challenge me, I can't remember. On the underside we have a little guide as to what to do here. You can turn it on, connect up USB or Bluetooth to a laptop, it's showing, but that also includes desktops and things, and then go get the Max Setup Logi app or device or whatever piece of software, and then it'll work with it. And then easy switch, you press the button that's under here, I'm guessing, and it'll flip between 3 devices. Very handy. So we're going to take this off and see what it looks like underneath. And there you have the on-off toggle there, and you have the optical laser jobby there, and then the button to zip between 3 devices. So obviously number 1 will be the first one you change it to, and then number 2 can be a tablet, and 3 can be a laptop, or that kind of thing. These nice glidey things, on previous ones, as we'll see, they started to come off, so hopefully there's good glue on these, because whether you like it or not, mice get more use than any other part of the computer, save for some of the internals, I suppose. But you really use a mouse, so it has to be incredibly durable, because it's constantly being moved and clicked. So if you think about the amount of times you do that, how good the actual mechanism in here needs to be is very relevant to the life of the mouse. We have the USB Type-C charger connector on the front, and it looks kind of swish from the front actually. It's obviously not symmetrical, it's a bit lopsided, and looks like a slightly deformed whale, if anything, but it still looks pretty cool. And I know that people do take how their mice look very seriously and like to go for ones with colours and braided cables and things like this. This is a workhorse of a mouse. It's also a very expensive mouse as well, it has to be said. And on this side, it's quite bland and boring, to be honest. Looking a bit Flight of the Navigator-esque, I suppose. Yeah, it's a nice looking mouse, and how it works, it's very smooth. Obviously most people will use this on some kind of traction surface, but it works very well on just a naked desk, and it feels very nice. Now, to compare it to some of the older models, we have a wee bit of a walk down memory lane. This dirty little beast is the Performance MX. I think it's the MX 3000 or something like that. You can see here that it's collecting a large amount of dust around here, but these are still working quite well. This bit is dead, doesn't work. You can see it's been pushed down beyond the actual realms of the build. I couldn't tell you how many hours this has been used for, but it's been through the wars. The battery still works, no problem, and I'm actually using it at the moment, and I'll tell you why in a second. The trackball really picks up a large amount of dirt in this design, and looking at this new design, that seems to be an awful lot cleaner. So I wouldn't embarrass myself whenever I'm doing a video a couple of years in the future with the further follow-up to this by showing you all the dirt and caked on crap that's collected on this mouse in years to come. I imagine that'll stay quite clean. So we have the back and forward buttons there, and then there was a zoom button which they did away with. I don't think I've ever used that. And the battery meter is here, come to think of it, which is kind of handy, so you know exactly how much you have left, and that moves as it's charging, whereas there just seems to be one LED here, and I don't know whether or not that changes color as it decreases in battery life. We will find out, or it comes on whenever it's nearing depletion. Over this side there was a little lump here for 2 fingers to be there, you know, like that. This doesn't really have that, but I guess you just have to use your own muscles to really help with that, and obviously it was micro USB. Then that was switched for this, which is the MX Master, and this had to come off because, and this is why I've stopped using it, this is stuck. The contact has been made and I can't get it to debind from the contact. You can see it's actually broken there, the rubbers come away. It's using it to flip between virtual desktops might not have been a good idea because it shouldn't have been used at all. And then I had to go in under here and here and open it up and fix this just a little bit, and it worked for a little while longer, but now it's completely dead. And we have the forward and back buttons, which were actually really nice. I enjoyed them on this because it was so simple just to hit that button there. But I actually think that, if memory serves, that was the back button. Oh, I can't remember, but you can change them around. And I don't think I ever used that. Again, looking at the amount of gunk that's in there, it did see an awful lot of life. This one was used longer than that one, but it fell in the end because of this. I do have the 2S. However, my daughter's using it currently. That's right, the battery charger indicator is down here as well. You've got 3 little LEDs to let you know how much is left or how fully charged it is. Other than that, it's somewhat the same as this, and if I was to hold them both up, you can see many of the same design ideas have been maybe improved upon, maybe not. Obviously this is black and this is grey. That's a notable difference. But it's a lot narrower under the hand, which I don't know if I'm going to be too happy about, especially because it's losing some of the finger support that's over this side that one had. But yeah, this was a really good fit under the hand, and I have large hands, large manly hands, and this was incredibly comfortable for a long time. It did me through countless hours of gaming and professional work, as opposed to non-professional work, and blogging and all that kind of thing. I've edited every video that I've had up until now with this mouse. So this is going to be the big change, and we're going to go and plug it in, get it hooked up and see how it goes. But as it stands, that's what it looks like. These 3 mice are the best mice I've ever used. Ill-fated deaths for both of these, but hopefully this will keep me going for the next couple of years until an untimely demise forces me to get another MX Master. Hopefully by that time it'll be the MX Master 5 or 6 or 7. But I'm a big fan of these mice and I thoroughly recommend them. So if you have any questions or anything you want me to try in particular, let me know in the comments box down below. Hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you fancy. Remember to check out TalkSport on a Wednesday morning at midnight for Inspect Your Gadget, where I take you through some of the more interesting gadgets that have been announced recently. And check techaddicts.uk for further information on the ongoing podcast saga. And other than that, take care.